welcome back, Global Life. So we're here up at flight level 43, 430 I guess I should say. We're about to San Diego. Believe it or not, San Diego is called one of the most dangerous approaches in the world. Maybe not that crazy, but it's certainly interesting. So we'll walk you through the process of getting ready for it and the details of why it's considered such an interesting approach. So we'll go through the approach plate with you. We'll go through the performance planning with you guys and see how we can get ready for that cool, fun approach and make it not too crazy or dangerous. The first thing about the approach that's of note, as you'll see a little bit later down the road, and we'll look at the approach plate and everything, it's a 3.5 degree glide slope on the final approach segment. Interestingly enough, that's also the limit for the global. And then you can have a supplement to go up to 4.5 degree. But then there's quite a few restrictions that are, not restrictions, but penalties that are incurred when you do that with the supplement. You have to start the flare early. Typically a flare starts between 50 and 30 feet on this airplane. They want you to start between 50 and 80 feet. You'll be adding, and you also reduce the power early. Again, the auto throttles will do it at 50 feet. They're saying over a 4 degree glide path angle, go to idle at around 80 feet and start the flare early. Using auto brake, is there a distance factor for the auto brake? Slightly increased distance, I guess. Higher brake time, so if we're on the quick turnaround, for example, that'll be something to think about. And flaps out and 30. So if your flaps are malfunctioning or there's anything that prevents you from using flaps 30, you cannot go above 3.5 degree as well. And no tailwind. And what else? That's about it, I think. There's some icing considerations and stuff like that, but today, I mean, we're going into California, so I don't think icing is going to be an issue. So that's about it. So let's get into the planning. Alright, so here's the start that we're going to be doing today into San Diego, the Lucky One RNAV. We're starting by True here. And we're going to be making our all the way down to Lindy intersection. So the nice thing about flying on the West Coast in the States, on these stars, is that they'll typically issue you a descent via clearance. So we'll be briefing it all. Via True, we said we're going to be going all the way down that green line, and you see the step down starting to happen here between certain altitudes, all the way down to Lindy. The nice thing is on the VNAV profile, if we just follow it, the FMS will make us follow all these step downs automatically. If we get given a descent via, let's say the ATC gives us a descent via the Lucky One RNAV, what we'll do is set the final altitude here at Lindy, which is 5,000 feet, and we'll just descend via the VNAV, and the VNAV, the FMS will follow all the restrictions and make sure that we cross all these waypoints at the correct altitude and on a more or less constant profile, which is a lot nicer for the passengers. So what we've done is over here on the FMS, we've double checked all the waypoints and all the altitude. Here you can start seeing the altitude restrictions between, below 260 or above 240. And as we go down, they're all here. Okay, so this is a very important part of the planning process where we go and check all these. Next is the RNAV 27 approach, which is probably where we're going to get either the RNAV or the localizer. So again, we'll load it up in the FMS, but San Diego RNAV 27 Yankee. It's going to be an LPV. We'll use the LPV, so we'll check the WAS channel. Final course 275. Our minimums at Rebo is 2,000, so Rebo is right here. LPV minimums of 680. So right over here, I'm going to set 680. There we go. So you always use barrel. Always use barrel. You only use rate alt if you're doing a Cat 2 or Cat 3. Okay? So we're aware of the terrain. That's part of the reason why this approach is so challenging. It's because you have to come over the terrain and the hill there into San Diego. So Vida 4000 descending to O'Kane 3600, Sishi 2700, Rebo at 2000, and you see that 3.5% glide slope here, 3.5 degree glide slope. This was gonna create. This is what makes this approach a little more interesting. All right. This brings us down to the touchdown of runway 27. In case of misapproach, there's a little nice picture here. Otherwise, we're just gonna go up here and read it up. Misapproach, climb 2,500 feet, direct sarge on holes. Super easy. You can see in the picture here, straight ahead to 2,500 feet. Okay. What was I gonna show you? Oh yeah. Okay, 9,400 feet runway. Notice the displaced threshold here for runway 27. So with the displaced threshold, what we really end up with on runway 27 is 7,500 feet. Okay, 27, 7,500 feet. So that's almost 2,000 feet less than what the taxi the charge says, but it's still plenty. So let's load it up. Come on over here. First thing I'm gonna do is ask for the ATIS. San Diego arrival ATIS and send. You already know it's runway 27, so in the meantime I'm gonna load up the RNAV. Nav 27 RNAV Yankee via Lindy. So runway 27, Lindy RNAV Yankee via True, like we said, the lucky 1 star. And what I'm gonna do here is double check everything. And, new message available. So our ATIS just came in. Just going to go down here. So you see Lindy, there was a discontinuity with the airport. Now there's Vida, O'Kane, Sishi, Rebo, and the runway like we briefed, and a misapproach as briefed as well. Check the ATIS. ATIS Foxtrot. So the winds obviously favor 27, 230 at 10 miles viz, broken 1800, 24 degrees, 2994 the altimeter. Landing runway 27, localized zero nav approaches in use, departing 27, there's no TAMs. And for ATC you have information Foxtrot, good. So we'll do the performance for the landing. So we said 230 at 10. (24 degrees), and the altimeter was 2994. There we go. Click next. Dry runaway will have auto brake, low, and see its invert video. That means it hasn't been set yet. I'm gonna do that right now. And it's fixed. Be landing no NTI, SPACs on engine 30 slash, like we said, if you off confirm. So this is predicting a 7 knots headwind and 7 knots crosswind when we land. See how we saw the chart showed 9,400 feet, but with the displaced threshold, what's really available is 75, 7,600 feet. But we only need 2358, and if we were to charter today factored, it will be 3929, so still plenty of runway. And with auto brake low, if we were to land and not touch the brakes at all and just let the auto brakes do their job, that would be how much distance would be needed. Numbers here. Done. And what I'm going to do here is just tell the auto throttles to maintain VREF plus 5 on approach. So all the auto throttle speeds that it will manage as we get this last flaps out. Here where it says plus 10, I'm going to give it a plus 5 command. Oop. There you go. So on landing, flaps 30, the auto throttle should be following a VRF plus flap speed. And we're all set now. We've loaded the star. We've loaded the approach. Double check the waypoints, the speeds, and the approach. We should be all set. Let's check it out.